Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 22 of Europa Universalis 4 as Malwa. And yeah, it's been a little while since I played, it's been a few days and I've forgotten what was going on. I'm sure that wars were a part of it. I do remember feeling that Delhi are now becoming the bigger problem in this campaign. Not so much Bermanis, although they are still to be contended with. We are actually getting friendly with VIII, which could be useful for us if they will help us beat up Bermanis at some point. Is there a coalition against us? No, there is not. Delhi hate me and Jainpur hate me, which is fine. Bermanis don't hate me as much as I thought they would, honestly. Do I have a way of getting in at Delhi? Probably not. Yeah, they've got a good alliance network. We could invest in a new idea. Now, we are behind on tech because of all these institution penalties, and I'd forgotten how these institutions work and why we got some growth here and then it kind of stopped. But we can recover this if we actually spend money or points on building up our... oh, come on, words. What's these things? Completely forgotten. I've just had a total brain fart there. Development, there we go. So if we actually want to spend points on development, we can boost this up and embrace the Renaissance. Now, it's going to be really expensive to do this, but we really need to get the Renaissance in our capital, because we are falling behind with everybody else. So we are going to have to spend a lot of points to do it, but it will be worth it in the end, because ultimately it'll make our technologies cheaper. I do think we are actually ahead on technology from everybody else. Yeah, we are the most technologically advanced nation in the area. So I'm not too worried at the moment. So we'll do that. Let's have a look at force limits here. We are below our force limit. We were struggling for manpower. So let's build these up. I think that's roughly what I was doing. Let's go ahead and do some... Now, there are some rebel factions. Now, here's something that I'd forgotten that you could do, which I think is new to Dharma. Is if you take some troops, you now have a button somewhere, or at least there should be. I haven't used it yet. But there's an option somewhere for automatic, manage autonomous rebel suppression. So what we can do is click on here, and we can see that there's unrest. We don't need you to be managing. I think you're automatically going to manage this province because you're in it. Let me just march you over into that area. It'll be a little bit easier. Transoxianas will take the Diplo hit there. You guys go ahead and start drilling. Let's at least get some of our armies drilling. And you're going to move up into here. Local goods, so this is Andra's opinion. One province gets reduced local unrest, increased trade power, but reduced goods modifier. Yeah, that's fine. So if I go and select these guys now, so we can see here that the unrest is 1.8. Because we have, where are we? Can't even see it now. We should have some going down for having an army there. Why am I not seeing that? Lost our trade dispute against VIII. Right, it's gone down to 0 now. There we go. Friendly troops +5. But if you go ahead and turn on autonomous rebel suppression... click on the map to add, remove suppressed areas. But you actually get, if you actually look at this thing here, provincial unrest reduction. Total unrest reduction -25. Unrest reduction from regiments -5. Unrest reduction is modified by autonomous rebel suppression 500. Unrest reduction is spread evenly among provinces with unrest, reducing unrest by -5 in 3 provinces. Unrest can never be reduced more than -5 per province. So what this actually means is you can actually have you can actually have a stack of troops providing suppression in multiple provinces. The more provinces you have them doing the suppression in, the more that number gets divided, and therefore they're not going to suppress as heavily. But it means you don't have to keep manually just moving them around between provinces, which is great. What are we looking at regiment numbers? 1325, 1325. Let's go ahead and make that up to the same size. I did have a template, which is a 1325. Yeah, I could have just conformed them to the template, really, but that's fine. That will do. We can make states. This one might be worth doing, actually. We do control all of the provinces in that state. It doesn't give us an awful lot, though. Are there any more that are more worthwhile? We still need a couple of extra provinces for that one to really be worthwhile. Same with that one. Same with that one. Now the camera's glitching out. We need that stuff from Delhi. If we had that if we had that from Jampur, that would be very good. And we do at some point want to take this from Jampur and clear up some of this border gore and stuff like that. Jampur are going to hate us. We have a truce with Jampur for a long time. They're allied with people that don't really concern us. They're guaranteeing the independence of Koch. Yeah, truce for another 7 years. Where are Koch, by the way? These guys here, yeah, I can't... Actually, I can get to them. Do I have a truce with Koch? This is something interesting. Do I have a truce with Koch? No, I do not. They're being guaranteed by Jampur. So I could actually use this... they are allied with you and Orissa, though. Which is... probably... Well, you's getting trampled on. So if I were to declare a war here, you would not come in. Orissa would. Now, I am allied with Orissa. But that would be a good way to break that alliance. But I don't necessarily want to break that alliance. Also, if I declared war on Koch, it means that that Jampur I wouldn't be able to call in as a co-belligerent. Which means I wouldn't be able to take an awful lot from them. I probably wouldn't even get enough war score to take Jampur. I'd get a load of aggressive expansion. And it's probably not worthwhile doing. Admin guy, yearly inflation reduction. Do we have any? No. So... what would we want instead? Production efficiency or tax modifier? Let's go for the tax modifier guy if we can afford him. And attempt to try and get some stuff back. We can't have a third general yet, I don't believe. Rajputs lose some influence. Do we have a space for a general? Click on the right button. No, we do not. We could convert our ruler into a general. He's 64, though. And our air is not particularly great, and the air is only 5. So I'd rather not. I mean, we could just use him for drilling, but I really don't think it's worth it. What we could do, actually, I don't think we need this guy here. You are also missing a... artillery. We could go and take... Who's this over here? This is Afro. So if we go ahead and move Afro over here, and then you guys can drill, because I don't think you actually need the leader to get the full rebel suppression. I don't think it makes any difference. It's just based on the number of troops you've got there. Yeah, it's still -5. We do have Jampuri separatists. Yeah, that's where we're actually... So that should be ticking down. That's Central Doab. Where's Lower Doab? And why aren't they next to each other? Or are they next to each other and I just can't see them? It's here. So what I could do is I could take these guys and add this... And they are suppressing that as well, apparently. See, it says friendly troops -5%. All 3 of these provinces have friendly troops -5%, even though they don't have troops in them. So there's no point me moving the troops into Lower Doab, because these guys being here are actually giving it the -5% already. So there's not really an awful lot we could do there. We could raise autonomy, but I don't think I want to do that. They're only at 70%. There's only a 1.3% chance of them getting any progress. So I think we just leave that be. Bastar, we've lost a claim on, whatever and wherever that was. Yeah, you released that. Looks like Bermanis is at war with Vijayanagar again. We do not have a truce with Bermanis. Bermanis are allied with Delhi and Koti. Koti we're not bothered about. Delhi would be a pain in the hoop. Now, if I was to attack Delhi, Delhi are also allied with Sind and Chagatai. And Bermanis would still come in. Orissa would come in on our side, but I'm not necessarily convinced that would be that useful. But, yeah, all Bermanis' armies up here. I mean, I think we are actually getting up there when it comes to force limit. So that's not bad. What is our naval capacity? I haven't checked that for a while. 16 of 18. We can have two more ships in the fleet there, if we wanted to. So let's go ahead and get 2 more lights. We've got the sailors to make it happen, so let's do that. We are decreasing in innovativeness, which is fine. We would still like to try and get that institution, if we can. So I am once again going to spend more points. It's present. Right, okay. We've got the Renaissance in Mandu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to view... Yeah, we've got the Advancement Effort Institution spread is on. So that will help it to spread out to other provinces. So what we should start to see now is that other provinces next to it should start to get Renaissance. Yep, it is starting to tick up. It's slow, but it's getting there. Excellent. Okay. Good. We're still ahead in tech, I think, on most people. I would like to get some more stuff from Jampur. Are Delhi busy in any wars at the moment? They're not. See, the problem is if I break my alliance with Orissa, that is going to have every possibility that Delhi would just declare on me the moment that I try and do anything here. How are things going with you? Are you still allied? You're still rivaling me. But you're actually at plus 100, even though you're rivaling me. I'm not rivaling them, I don't think. No, I'm not actually rivaling... I could rival the Mamluks, but I can't really do anything against them. I could have rival Orissa, actually, and just jump on them. They're allied with Koch Kachar. Koch is not a problem. They're already in a war. Kachar is over here, so they're not really that big of a problem either. So I could just go ahead if I wanted to and take a load of land from Orissa. Could I get another alliance with anybody? That's a good question. Who would accept an alliance? No one particularly large. I mean, there aren't that many large nations around. Transoxiana are still our ally, aren't they? Yes, only just. Why is this so low? Aggressive expansion, that's ticking down. That's fine. They are in a war, but they didn't call me in. I mean, they would get involved in pretty much any war that I wanted to fight against Delhi, which is good. I would like to take some more stuff from Jampur. And that would be a good way of doing it over here. And it's probably the best way that we're going to get in. Oh no! Foundation Afro III is no longer with us. And I don't even have enough points to get a replacement this month. Luckily we are about to tick over. There we go. So let's go and do that. New leader. And I haven't got my sheet in front of me actually, so you are going to be just Foundation Afro IV. Which will be IV. And you are a 2521. Not bad. Not bad at all, sir. So you go ahead and carry on drilling. Decent amount of money. Is it worth looking to see if we can get any decent taxation buildings? Yep, definitely one there. Let's go for the 0.8 as well. Not to be sniffed at. Not taxation, I want production. Couple of good production buildings there. Let's get them worked on. So do I want to risk doing this and break my alliance with Orissa? I mean, we could potentially get that alliance back. We would still have Transoxiana as an ally. But it's definitely a risky maneuver to do. We're almost ready to get another government reform as well. Lose a stability or lose 10 prestige. Well, I don't really want to lose either, but we'll take the prestige hit. These guys are still fighting. What's our relationship with Orissa? Improved relations could be better. Let's go and improve relations up with Orissa. Maybe we can get them high enough that they wouldn't accept the defensive call here. But I think they probably still would. But this would be a very, very useful way. Gorka, do we have... You have an alliance with Kachar. We're not neighbouring Gorka at the moment, but we might well end up doing that. Our leader has died. We actually have a Queen Regency at the moment, so we can select a new deity. Discipline and siege ability. Might be worth having, actually. We might not actually need the tax modifier. Let's go for the war-based one for now. How much more would we need? Why can't we convert this? There's obviously a reason. It is a religious centre. Total missionary strength in this province is minus 4.7. So, not easy to eradicate, but not impossible either. Discovery is spreading. So, if we look at this, yeah, we are... The Renaissance is slowly starting to crawl its way out. It'd probably cost us a fortune to attempt to embrace it monetarily. 1,239 ducats. Not as bad as I thought. We might be able to do that soon. I mean, we are making, well, not as good money as we were. So, has that war ended? No, it's still going on. I still don't have a free diplomat. Let's bring you back from Vijayanagar, because I just don't think you're really going to be able to do anything with them. Because they wouldn't accept an alliance or anything, because they've got a rival attitude towards us, even though we're not rivaled towards them. I mean, we'll probably... If Bermanis take any more land from them, they may not be able to rival us, because we are getting pretty big in comparison to them. But in that case, then Vijayanagar doesn't become all that useful, although we might get called into a defensive call if Bermanis keep attacking them. But we really do need to do something against Bermanis, and I'm kind of wishing that Delhi would get busy with something else. I'd love to be able to... I'd love to be able to jump in here on Bermanis without Delhi's involvement, but it looks like that's inevitable. Transoxiana would come in on a promise of land here. Are Transoxiana involved in another war right now? They are. So I'd prefer them to finish one war before starting another. And just as I say that, it looks like that's what they do. So, questions here. Do we... Right, let's have a look at some numbers. Let's have a look at some numbers in the military ledger here. So, armies. So, we have got 60,000. We could have more. Could have another 14,000 men. So, I might build... I probably will build up. So, but we've got currently 60,000. Delhi have got 40,000. Bermanis have got 33,000. And who else would be coming in? Sind. Sind have only got 16,000. Transoxiana have got... See, Transoxiana have only got 35,000 of their own. They've got hardly any manpower at the moment, and they've only got a force limit of 40. So, it's not great. Transoxiana would provide some defense against Delhi, but not a huge amount. Let's go ahead and recruit a regiment, and we will start to build up a fourth army. We've got rid of all of the rebels here, actually. I mean, there probably still is some unrest here, because there's quite a lot of separatism. And we're only negative 0.9, and we're getting -5 from our troops suppressing. So if we move the troops out, then we would start getting that back again. So we do have to be careful there a little bit. So let's go ahead and start making up an army here. The more troops we've got, the better. I was hoping we didn't have to spend any money here, but looks like we will. Well, let's just get the +1 guy for now. Be nice if we just got the money that we could do the institution. I mean, of course, we could also spend some monarch points in the neighbouring provinces. You know, we could do some development here and help to boost these up, but we'll probably just wait until we have the money now. Of course, I have been spending some on troops as well, so that doesn't help either. Right, you guys are now actually really small. You've only got one province here that I can still grab. So if I did want to declare war on you, this would be the time to do it. So Jaipur would come in, and Orissa would come in as well. Now, it's a risky maneuver, losing my alliance with Orissa. And the question then comes, would I take anything from Orissa, or would I just go for Jaipur? And I think I'd just go for Jaipur, because I really do want to try and take Jaipur itself, and not take anything from Orissa in this war. Do I have a royal marriage with them? Yes, I do. So we could probably get the alliance back. And if I'm going to try it, then now would probably be the time to do it. Yeah, I might give that a go. I'll have a think about it between episodes. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying EU4. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.